What's up, y'all? How y'all been? It's been a little bit. I was gone for like the weekend, had some family stuff I had to take care of, but I am back and we have a few things to talk about. All right. Let me just say this Freedom February has given me a lot to talk about already. Over the past weekend, I heard the name Joe Rogan over and over and over again. Matter of fact, I woke up in the morning, I think it was Saturday morning, and went on Twitter and I looked and it said Joe Rogan apologizes. And I'm like, for what? What happened? What did he apologize for? For those who may not know who Joe Rogan is, he has a podcast. He's had it for a while. And he has these long conversations with people. I've like watched some of his episodes. He has long conversations with people. They go on for 3 to 4 hours and they just talk about everything. I mean everything. Okay. So on his podcast, he had two doctors, like a doctor and a scientist, who I'm not sure that I can even say their names. We'll get into that. Um, on a show that were not speaking for the current jab narrative. Right. All of a sudden, people got worked up, said he was talking to fringe people, people who were thinking crazy and talking crazy. Joe Rogan talks to everybody, and these people are not fringe. One of them is the inventor of the mRNA tech, and the other one is a cardiologist. They tried to get him because of misinformation, right? So then all of a sudden, like Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, who I know who Joni Mitchell is, but not all these people. Bing Crosby, they were like, yo, we're not going to have our music on Spotify if Joe Rogan is on Spotify. Nobody cared, really. Like, some people cared. Of course, some people were like, who are those people? I'm not going to say who are those people, but, but people mostly laughed and chuckled it off. So, what happens when you can't shut somebody up with misinformation? What's the next step? Racism, right? So then all of a sudden, NDIRE is like, yo, I can't have my music with Spotify. You know, Joe Rogan can have whoever on his show, but I'm feeling some type of way because he uses the N-word. And then she puts this compilation that I did see of him saying that word over and over and over and over again. But in the context of like he's reading it or he's telling a story or, whatever. And so that was a whole narrative. And then it became a thing. Joe Rogan is racist and she can't have her music on Spotify while they host Joe Rogan. I don't know if Joe Rogan is racist or not. I'm not here to debate that. I haven't seen evidence to state that he is. And a lot of my homies who I talk to actually have not seen evidence to state that he is too. But don't give me an 11th hour N-word compilation because you couldn't take them down for misinformation and expect me to say, to jump, right? So let's break it down. First, the N-word. Let's break that down real quick, right? It's not all Black people have this big possession issue with the N-word, but many Black folk do. And I ask myself, why and how did this happen? The N-word, when I was like 7, in the dictionary, it was defined as an ignorant person. It didn't have any race to it. It didn't have it didn't have a race. It just was like an ignorant person, like I guess somebody too stupid to learn, that type of ignorant person, right? So it was a derogatory term for anybody. Webster's dictionary decided to change the definition in the 90s and they wanted to call it a Black person. Wow. So the NAACP had the right idea and told their members, we need to protest this. We need to make a stink out of this because they're saying the N-word is straight up Black person. They're not putting the word offensive in there. They're not saying it's derogatory. So after a bunch of arguing, then they finally said an offensive term for a Black person. That word, it was not only used on Black people. Yes, I understand that it is a word that holds a lot of weight with it. I know how it was used to destroy Black people. I'm not minimizing that at all. But that word was used for back in the 1800s, they called anybody that word that was not born in America. Like immigrants coming in, they would be like, that's the white N, that's the Irish N, everybody got called the N. But when did it happen that Black people got so possessive over that word? Some Black folk feel like nobody else can say that word except for us. And when we say it like a term of endearment. That is the most silliest thing. It is silly. And I'm not going to sit here and act righteous and act like I've never used the word. Like, I know I had. I'm talking about like in, my personal life, whatever. I've used the word. But I'm also not going to sit here and fight to use it. All that, like, well, when we take the ER out and then we add the A and carry the one and bring back the N with, that sounds crazy. It didn't know it's a derogatory term. You decided to do whatever you want with it, but it's a derogatory term. You do not hear Chinese people, Jewish people, whoever calling themselves the derogatory names that probably were given to them and thinking like, yeah, because I love you, I call you that name. No. Then if somebody of another race reads the word on a paper, we're like, oh, they're racist because they read the word on the paper. Really? We need to stop. Of course, it's not all of us. And I don't have to keep saying that. But those that are doing that really need to stop. And the other point is the word racism should not get people to move the way they want those people to move. They don't want him canceled because they think he was being racist towards you. They want him canceled because he gets a lot of views and he's talking to everybody. Okay. So I'm not doing the 11th hour racism. In DRE, you didn't care. She said she knew, right, that this happened, that he had this compilation. She knew. So why is it a problem now? These are clips too from like 10, 15 years ago. 10, maybe 10. So now we have a problem. Very convenient. Nope. Too superficial and I won't be a part of it. It's not just about Joe Rogan. If they can shut down Joe Rogan, they can shut me down too. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech. I caught a strike on this channel and I couldn't upload for a week. I didn't really talk about it. I couldn't upload for a week and I had so much I wanted to talk about. Why did I catch that strike? Because I talked about a certain medication that I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to talk about. And I was reading from the NIH website. I caught a strike and I was like suspended. Okay. Two things that come out of that. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm leaving YouTube. No, I want to have dialogue and I want people to see my videos. I want people to find new things. I just know now it's a learning lesson. I'm going to work on my backup page on Rumble because there's so much information that I want to share with you guys. I can't take the chance of doing here because I still want to be able to come back and talk to you guys. So I have to start putting links to another platform. They don't want us having free speech. They don't want us having free thinking. Okay. Who are they? I told you, establishment elite, big pharma. Come on. I'm talking about meds for this pandemic situation that is not expensive, right? And that can actually help people. Big pharma's like, no, we don't want you talking. So the more and more they do that, the more and more they pull people from the conversation, they get to control the narrative. You don't just jump on a bandwagon of shutting anybody up. If you don't like what somebody's saying, you have the right as an adult to make an adult decision not to listen to it, but they also have the right to talk. All right. Also, it's cool because they underestimate us. They do. Things are different now. Things are different. Before, they could tell us weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and we need to go get them. But no one, it was a lie, but we had to take it, right? Now, with this internet age with social media, this is why I don't hate social media, because hey, that doesn't sound right. Let me just, now look at this. Look at this rule. Look at this alternative news, not on CNN. You know what I'm saying? Not on MSNBC, right? So then they get mad. They cannot control the narrative because people are asking, is there a reason for this? People are asking questions. And no matter how much they try to shut us down, like the free speech, or they try to control us or quiet people up, even if they did get rid of the internet, the inconvenient truth will never disappear. It won't disappear. It won't. I believe in that. That's why, like I always say, we talk about the inconvenient truth here, right? Because as long as you have your mind and you think twice about something, or you say, that sounds weird, or I don't know, maybe, or you take a second look, that's where the inconvenient truth will be placed in your mind as a seed. And it's your job and my job, right? All of our jobs to water that seed with information. We can find the information. It's out there, and then the inconvenient truth will sprout and bloom like it always does. I really believe in this stuff that I'm saying. I do. It is important. It is important. I'm not saying we have to know every little thing about everything, but I'm saying that we need to know something about what's going on out here. And they don't want us to know much. They want to just govern and not have to answer to us. But we, the people, are why they are in the position that they are in. So they should have to answer to us. Okay. If you guys got this far in the video, please subscribe to this channel, please. And because, like I said, we talk about inconvenient truth, we have dialogue. I'm always going to be bringing as much information to you guys as I can about everything. All of this stuff is important. Okay. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.